Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and it is always good when we have our friends from Lead San Diego in the studio. Joining us is Veronica Perondi. She is the executive director of Lead. How you doing, Veronica?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Drew.
How long have you been involved with Lead?
Only about 3 months.
Only about 3 months. You are a veteran. That sounds excellent. Were you on the board before? Did you come from another nonprofit?
Well, I actually came from San Diego State University, where I was at for 12 years.
Where were you?
I worked for Associated Students. I was their assistant director of programs.
Go Aztecs. Aztecs for life. I graduated there when they were just starting running water. So that was a while ago.
It's changed just a little bit.
It's changed a little bit since I was going there. Joined by your colleague, one of our dear friends on our Spotlight on the Community show. I've been a colleague of Dr. Nancy Roland for many, many years. She's an EVP at National University. She's the vice chair of Lead San Diego Board, and she's chair of the 2024 Lead San Diego Visionary Awards. So it's nice to have you on that side of the mic over here, Nancy.
Always a pleasure to be here, Drew. Really appreciate the opportunity to share what's going on with our Lead Visionary Awards.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
And National University has just absolutely been so involved in the community in many ways over here. I'm honored to have sitting next to me Renato Paiva. He is a true community leader. He's executive director of Access Youth Academy. 18 years, has been just doing amazing things, 100% graduation rate. They started working with the process students. Renato is an internationally known squash player. They bring squash and STEM into the mix. And thanks to his efforts in working with the folks, the LA Olympics will be bringing squash into the fold, and Access Youth Academy and Renato will be playing a critical role. Is that not true?
Yes, sir. Happy to be here again. Good to see you guys.
Absolutely. Veronica, let's start with you. What's the mission of Lead San Diego?
Well, Lead San Diego, as I'm sure you're all familiar with since we've been on the podcast a handful of times, they aim to create a network of leaders that are equipped with the skills, insights, and passion needed to work collaboratively across industries. And they are the non-partisan leadership development arm of the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Right. You know, and Lead's been around for many, many years. And of course, if you just go look at our former mayors, of course, our former mayor is involved with Lead San Diego, Jerry Sanders, who runs the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce. But anybody who's been involved in this certainly has gone through the Lead San Diego class. And you know, Nancy, you're a Lead graduate, are you not?
Yes, I am. I've been involved with Lead for more than 2 decades, but I'm a graduate from the class of 2000, the fall class, and that was for the Impact program. And then in 2016, I participated in the Influence program, which is for C-level leaders, and that's the 3-day program. So yes, twice graduate.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Lead's in its 44th year, if I'm doing the math, 43rd year.
43rd year, yep.
Doing their math correctly. I've been very fortunate in my role in running community and public relations. Have been involved with Lead for a bazillion years. When Yvonne Murchison, I'm dating myself now, was the CEO, working very close with Linda Katz. We'll talk about her in a few minutes, and Marilyn Sawyer. Renato, I know something that is huge with the students that go through Access Youth Academy is leadership, correct?
Correct. Leadership is, especially nowadays, in the kids where they want to become. And I've been hearing about Lead for so many years, and I'm curious to have a question. How can leaders get in? What's the protocol to get in? Tell me more about the programs.
Well, leadership is my background. I have a master's in educational leadership, and it's actually what I did at San Diego State University is give our emerging leader and our young leaders the skills, the knowledge, the environment, and the support to be successful. And that's very similar to what Lead does with their programs. And so they are really the catalyst in bringing together leaders and industries across the region in different sectors that are really driving what the region, the economy, just what you see of San Diego, that LEAD does, especially with impact, brings those leaders from those industries and shares that with all of the emerging leaders that are going through, specifically the impact program. And then Influence takes all of that down into 3 days. And Advance is for our women, which is a women's empowerment program. So it teaches them the skills to advance their careers for really high achieving women who want to take their careers to the next level.
Right, exactly. And I think one of my colleagues, Erin Tanner, was in that women's leadership group as well on this. Nancy, and you, certainly a lot of it due to your leadership, has been involved in so many things in this community, and you've got a passion for Lead San Diego. Talk about that.
Absolutely. And when you mentioned Yvonne Murchison, I remember her well. So I would always attend all of the LEAD functions, and National University has supported LEAD for, probably well over 30 years. A lot of times, a lot of the LEAD functions will be held at National University facilities over the year, but we always really valued, whether you're in higher education or other nonprofits in the community or corporations, it's an opportunity to really have leaders have an opportunity to network, to refine their leadership skills, to understand about other industries that are outside their own realm. And that's what kind of the value of the impact program and, certainly Influence, where you really get to understand the other sectors. Because when there are new leaders that come to the San Diego area, or when people are changing jobs and things, the programs have been so important as far as the exposure to really understand the military, to understand some of the binational aspects of being a leader in the San Diego region, and really, having a deep dive into those sectors, meeting the leaders in those sectors. And that's why when you look at the alumni list from Lead San Diego, it truly shows a lot of powerhouse influencers in the community over the decades.
Yeah, I think we need to grant Renato Paiva a part of this over here. Or maybe you can teach a LEAD class. What do you think?
Actually want to take part of it. Yeah. I want to be there. Fantastic. It sounds like a great opportunity. When I came to San Diego, I'm from Brazil, but I used to work in Boston before coming here. And early in my career, I looked into it and I loved it. But work got in the way, and now that I think we have more time, I would love to kind of follow up with it. Sounds amazing.
The impact program is great for someone who wants to learn about San Diego, to really do a deep dive. I like to call it a master class in San Diego. I thought I knew a lot about San Diego as a local San Diegan born and raised, and then coming here to LEAD, you get exposed to just incredible leaders within the community who are not just alumni, but those who come and do who lead the seminars, who are part of our programs.
Great.
Great I think that's terrific. We're chatting with Veronica Perondi, Executive Director of LEAD San Diego, joined by her colleague, Dr. Nancy Roland-Heinrich, EVP at National University, Vice Chair of LEAD San Diego's board, and the Chair of the 2024 LEAD San Diego Visionary Awards. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. As you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, we are the nation's longest running community podcast, now in our 18th year, brought to you by the unbelievable great folks at Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades, doing great things in San Diego County, joined by, I'm honored to have as a co-host today, Renato Paiva, Executive Director of Access Youth Academy, the Visionary Awards. This thing is huge. It's cool. It's fun. It's got a hip to its hop. Talk about it, Veronica.
So this is the 22nd Annual Visionary Awards, and we have a great problem. We are 100% sold out for this event. It's going to be hosted on September 19th at the Humphreys by the Bay, which is this more closer, intimate venue, which is why we all sold out. But we have fantastic honorees, and one of the things that I got to do within my second week of starting my role is to call all their honorees and notify them of their recognition. And Nancy, if you want to share a little bit about our honorees.
Please.
Is that okay?
100%. It's your show.
Well, one person who Drew mentioned who's near and dear to the San Diego community is Linda Katz. And Linda Katz, she actually graduated in 1990 from LEAD San Diego, but she is receiving a very important award, the Neil Morgan Memorial Award for Lifetime Achievement. So she has been so involved in the community, supporting probably dozens of different organizations. So we're super excited about that. Another one of our award recipients is the Lead Graduate of the Year. This is really important for the community because we're recognizing one of our own, and that's Justin Lipford. And he is with the YMCA of San Diego County and was super instrumental in reaching out in the community, especially this year when we had the floods in January, and really led some of those efforts.
And one thing I do want to bring up about Justin Lipford is that he is really committed to supporting youth homelessness and finding solutions to youth homelessness. And one of the things that he did for that is he walked, biked, and bussed his way from San Ysidro all the way to Sacramento.
Nice. So, and how are they chosen? I know we got a couple more lead graduates to recognize as well, but are they chosen by a committee? Is it the board? Do they play squash and then they get to play against Renato?
I might have a chance if that's the case.
So the way that they are nominated is we do request nominations. We put out a request for nominations to the entire LEAD community and anyone else who sees a leader in the community who needs to be recognized. And then from all of those nominations that come in, there is the Visionary Awards Committee, which Nancy chairs.
Right.
And that is the committee that goes through and decides who should be selected, which is a incredibly hard process because there are amazing leaders who do incredible work in San Diego, and to select only one for each award each year, it's challenging.
It is. When we come back from break, Nancy's going to chat about the other awardees of the Visionary Awards. 24th, you said, Veronica, is that right?
22nd.
22nd, thank you very much. As we're chatting with Veronica Perondi, Executive Director of LEAD San Diego, joined by her colleague, Dr. Nancy Roland-Heinrich, EVP of National University and the chair of the 2024 LEAD San Diego Visionary Awards. I'm Drew Schlosberg, Cloudcast Media. Listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Honored to have as my co-host Renato Paiva, the very cool, energetic, and successful executive director of the over-the-top Access Youth Academy program. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are back with our friends from LEAD San Diego, Veronica Perondi, Executive Director of the group, joined by her colleague, Dr. Nancy Roland of National University, chair of the 2024 LEAD San Diego Visionary Awards, joined by my co-host, Renato Paiva. Renato doesn't know this, but he's going to be a co-host for the rest of his career here, despite the fact he's got to work with the LA Olympics in 2028. Maybe we'll do a remote from the Olympics. What do you think?
That sounds great for me.
Very, very good. He's Executive Director of Access Youth Academy. Let's go on to some of the other honorees, Nancy.
Happy to do so. So we're really thrilled to be honoring Liz Ramirez. And Liz is a LEAD graduate from the advanced program in 2020 and Influence in 2023. And she will be receiving the Ron Kendrick Memorial Award for Regional Collaboration. And Liz is the CEO of the Chicano Federation. And she has done just a stellar job in leading that organization and really having a positive impact and truly, exemplifies collaboration in the region. One other honoree is going to be Marissa Aurora Quiros, and she will be receiving the Charles Nathanson Memorial Award for Cross-Border Region Building. And currently, she's the president and CEO of the International Community Foundation.
Right, and Mark Neville's getting an award too, is he not?
Yes, I was saving Mark Neville last but not least, but very near and dear, another LEAD graduate. But Mark Neville is the CEO of Sports San Diego, and he is receiving the Innovation and Economic Opportunity Award. And when you look at over the years, the impact of the Holiday Bowl and now Sports San Diego, which includes Rady's Children's Invitational, the Cal State Games, and very influential as far as bringing other sporting activities to Snapdragon and some of the other venues. I'm really excited to see Mark Neville receive the award.
You know what? And it's cool and sort of fun for us here at our Spotlight show. Invariably, almost every year, a good portion of your honorees I've been honored to have them as guests on my show. Over the 17,000 years I've been doing this, and it's quite full disclosure that Veronica's father-in-law and our colleagues, Larry Perondi, I know you're going to be listening to this as well.
He will be listening.
Yeah, he will be listening. Larry was an assistant superintendent at the Sweetwater High School District. I was honored to chair their Sweetwater Education Foundation. He was there, and of course, Larry then went to a storied career as
he was also the principal of the LEAD chair, Jason Pagliao, which is the first thing he said to me when he met me was, "Is Larry Perondi, are you related to him? He was my principal."
Oh my goodness, that is really funny. And Larry then was a superintendent up in Oceanside. Has Larry gone through the program, you said? No?
Larry has not gone through the program. He is effectively retired, but you know what? I think I might be able to convince him.
We're going to start a seniors division, and so maybe we'll have him do that as well. Before we get into the different programs of LEAD San Diego, you started to mention some of those, Impact and the women's program, but whatever. I'll ask Renato this, and then, do you have a student lead program? Is there a leadership program for students?
So there used to be a young leaders program with the chamber specifically, but over the years, LEAD has had a handful of different programs that have come and gone, but since then, they've really focused in on the 3 programs that exist now and put all their effort into developing and elevating the prestige of what those programs have to offer.
Yeah, my job is to create more work for people, and so do you think that would be something that your students would love to have a leadership program?
They crave those type of opportunities. So if one day you guys come back to one of those, our kids, we only have 350. I can just jump into it.
There's always opportunities.
I can share with you that Sid Vivek, the CEO of Junior Achievement of San Diego, he's been through the LEAD program, and I know there's been discussion a few years ago about that, but I know LEAD kind of has their hands full with their programs available, but maybe we could do a summit or something like that rather than a full program.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about the different programs, Veronica.
So yes, we do have 3 different programs, and all of the programs really are geared at empowering leaders with the skills and the passion to not just collaborate, but to transform their communities. So I mentioned Advance. That is our newest program. So that was created in 2017. I believe it was created, and I do say believe, I am still new. I am learning these things. I believe it was created on the chamber side and absorbed when LEAD and the chamber merged.
Right.
And so this is a course specifically designed to empower and elevate women in the workplace. And we are currently going through Advance. I think our 3rd session is next Wednesday. And one of the things that the women really love about Advance is the mentorship component. And this year, one of the new things that we did was mentorship groups. So we're bringing in 2 mentors from 2 different industries, and the mentorship groups are made up of 4 to 5 mentees. And so that discussion, the diversity of conversation that they can have and really help elevate their learning throughout that process is something everyone's really excited about.
Right. It doesn't one of the programs that they sort of team up with a nonprofit in the region and help them, whether it's in marketing or whether it's in development or whether it's in communication. Talk about that.
So that is an Impact. So Impact is typically when people say, I've gone through LEAD, they've gone through Impact. That is the flagship program of LEAD. So Impact is our immersive 10-month program that is for mid to senior level managers that focus on the issues and industries that are part of our region's DNA. Like I said, it's a masterclass in San Diego. And since the LAT projects, what we call them, the leadership action teams, since those started in about 2005, I believe, we've partnered with over 115 nonprofits.
So how does a nonprofit, let's say Access Youth Academy, get into the mix to say we would love to be involved in this and have one of the groups or one of the cohorts work with us on a capital campaign or whatever?
Great question and perfect timing. So our request for proposals for the nonprofits to partner with Impact, the upcoming Impact program, are currently open. So if they go to the LEAD website, they can find the link to submit an RFP to participate as one of the LAT projects. They're going to be due September 27th, so they do have some time.
That's where we come in. I like that, Drew. You're always thinking forward, always thinking ahead.
Yeah, well, Think and Drew don't usually go in the same sentence, but and this one. But I think it makes sense. Obviously, you folks have such a vibe, and what you've been doing for 18 years, you're internationally recognized in this. I think it would be also good for LEAD to have you folks into the mix on this as well on this. What are some of the requirements? I mean, when you look at a nonprofit, which ones, this is one we really want to work with.
So it's really nonprofits that don't have the resources to do a specific project. And resources can be either they don't have the people power, they don't have the finances, they don't have the time. And so when you look at who is in the Impact program, you're really bringing leaders who bring their expertise from all these different industries, and they're providing consultation services to these nonprofits that they wouldn't otherwise be able to get. So they're able to approach it from a very innovative angle that you might not have if you just go to I'm going to solve this problem with one person on your team. Right. I'm, again, new, so don't hold me to this. But as far as what we look for, it's nonprofits who they have a need. They're smaller. They don't need to be teeny. We did partner with the Balboa Park Foundation last year, and then I believe we also partnered with the Chicano Federation. Yeah. Star Palace was a partner last year. So it's really across the board as far as the size and the type of nonprofits that are the partners. I think one of the main requirements is that they haven't been a LAT partner in the past 10 years.
Oh, 10 years, okay. Yeah, no, it's a great program. I've worked with a lot of the nonprofits, as has Nancy too, and served on some of those boards. And I think it's great exposure for the nonprofit, Renato as well, and also good for the LEAD folks. I don't know this nonprofit here. I think I want to join. I want to volunteer, whatever the case may be. And talk about your influence program.
So Nancy, if you want to add in a little bit about that, since I know you went through it, and National University is a host. They host our first day. This is a program that I have not yet seen. I've only been here 3 months again. Cool. But Influence is our 3-day crash course for our C-suite and executive level leaders in the San Diego region. And it provides an overview of San Diego businesses and the civic landscape. Do you want to provide more about your experience?
Absolutely, and certainly have been a volunteer and participating on the perimeters the last few years. But Influence, when you have someone who's recently promoted to be a CEO, or you have someone who's been hired from out of state, in 3 days, they're going to make invaluable connections. I know 2 years ago, I had encouraged, we had a new president, Mark Milliron, starting. And before he started, I said, you need to dedicate 3 days in March to this Influence program. It's like 3 days, and I'm like, absolutely. And for him, that was just a cherished experience. And he still is very close with all the people who participated in his class because they were the leaders from the groups. The other aspect of it, every panel, every speaker you have, those are some of the most senior leaders in the community. And so that 3-day immersive experience allows them to really make deep connections that will be valuable forever. And I know he's still very connected with his lead class. I am, as well from the Influence program. And that also provides the organization, I think, additional exposure because a lot of those companies and those nonprofit organizations are going to stay connected. Last year, I think we also had very senior leaders from 4 of the higher education institutions. So they're realizing the value of being connected with LEAD San Diego.
Well, we've said this for anyone who's been in San Diego for a while. I know Renato knows this. You've been here for a while, certainly Veronica, and probably you and I have been there longer than both of those guys combined in that aspect of it. Right. But that all being said, we are absolutely, without question, the smallest big city in the history of humankind, and everyone talks about it, that you pick up the phone and you can call the CEO of X, Y, and Z because you made a connection either through Access Youth Academy or you made it through National University or LEAD San Diego. And that's how work gets done. And that's one great thing about LEAD is that once you make that connection, you're almost connected for life, especially if you have that moniker on that.
Like a fraternal organization. Yes. It really is.
Right, exactly. And I think, that what's so critical when you're in a big city, we are 8th largest city in the country, that, sometimes it's hard to navigate this. Renato remembers when he first came here, and obviously he's made a great footprint on this. Let me ask you a question. First of all, congratulations on the 22nd Annual Visionary Awards.
Thank you.
We're going to look forward to having a follow-up with that somewhere down the road and how it all went. What can our listeners do, Veronica, to help support LEAD San Diego in general? Obviously, and the event is sold out, but what can we do?
Well, obviously promote our programs. And if there's anyone in your network who you think could benefit from the program.
Renato Paiva.
Yes.
That's
yes,
one right here in front of you.
Oh, fantastic. So we do have interest forms on our website for anyone who is interested in enrolling in an upcoming program. If our deadlines have passed, they can submit their interest form to participate in our next Impact program or our next Advanced program. Influence, their interest form is currently open for our upcoming Influence program, which takes place in March. So that is one way. Another way is to support our programs financially and sponsor our program. So we are always looking for organizations or individuals to not just sponsor our days. If there's an issue or a topic that an organization thinks we should highlight, they have the opportunity to sponsor sessions. But they can also sponsor and donate to our scholarship fund.
Right.
So as costs are rising and just overall cost of living in San Diego, we want to ensure that our programs remain accessible and equitable to all the different types of organizations and individuals who want to participate in all of the LEAD programs. And so we do have a scholarship fund, and you can donate to sponsor a certain individual, or you can donate and sponsor a program in the scholarships for a specific program.
How do they get a hold of you? What's the website? Probably leadsandiego.org, you'll be able to find it.
Oh, you're calling me out. Yes.
No,
okay.
No. Seriously, if you call Lead San Diego, it'll go right to it.
Yes.
Nancy, any final comments?
Just that LEAD's a great organization. It's been a wonderful partnership for all of our colleagues in leadership at National University. And the Visionary Awards is one of the highlights of the year for the San Diego community. I think post-COVID, we ended up doing one at Humphrey, so we're really pleased to be able to return to that beautiful setting at the Marina. And if you're not joining us, contact someone that will have a table, see if you can get in. But thank you so much for supporting LEAD and National University.
Absolutely. Renato, any final comments from the master sitting next to you?
Well, the list of awardees is incredible. I mean, congratulations to all of them. And I just want to say that LEAD's always been the stamp of quality on all of us that have some programs here. So congratulations for so many years doing this. And good luck moving forward. I will definitely be applying to be either the nonprofit being part of this and myself being part of LEAD.
I look forward to seeing your name on both forms.
You got it.
That's great. And I just would like to say we truly appreciate that since we've merged with the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce. That has provided kind of the stability and an increased network to support the LEAD San Diego organization.
No, it's all good. So thank you so much, Veronica Perondi, Executive Director of LEAD San Diego, my longtime friend and colleague, Dr. Nancy Roland-Heinrich, EVP of National University, Vice Chair of the LEAD Board, and Chair of the LEAD San Diego Visionary Awards, Renato Paiva. You are always a treasure. You are welcome to co-host with me any single time.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 18th year, brought to you by the unbelievably wonderful folks at Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades, just doing great things in San Diego County. Hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.